Well, here we are back again doing the lessons of A Course in Miracles. I hope everyone is doing well out there today. We are doing lesson number 68, Love Holds No Grievances. And what I like to do sometimes with these lessons, especially when love is in the name, is I replace it with the word God, and I remind myself that I am God in a body to try to keep it very personally focused while I'm doing these lessons. But love holds no grievances is a perfect way to say this, or God holds no grievances, however it makes you feel good. You, who were created by love like itself, can hold no grievances and know yourself. To hold a grievance is to forget who you are. To hold a grievance is to see yourself as a body. To hold a grievance is to let the ego rule your mind and to condemn the body to death. Perhaps you do not yet fully realize just what holding grievances does to your mind. It seems to split you off from your source and make you unlike him. It makes you believe that he is like what you think you have become, for no one can conceive of his creator as unlike himself. Shut off from yourself, which remains aware of its likeness to its creator. Yourself seems to sleep, while the part of your mind that weaves illusions in its sleep appears to be awake. Can all this arise from holding grievances? Oh, yes. For he who holds grievances denies he was created by love, and his creator has become fearful to him in his dream of hate. Who can dream of hatred and not fear God? It is as sure that those who hold grievances will redefine God in their own image as it is certain that God created them like himself and defined them as part of him. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will suffer guilt as it is certain that those who forgive will find peace. It is as sure that those who hold grievances will forget who they are, as it is certain that those who forgive will remember. Would you not be willing to relinquish your grievances if you believed all this were so? Perhaps you do not think you can let your grievances go. That, however, is simply a matter of motivation. Today, we will try to find out how you would feel without them. If you succeed ever by ever so little, there will never be a problem in motivation ever again. Begin today's extended practice period by searching your mind for those against whom you hold what you regard as major grievances. So in the world today, with the so-called illness that's seemingly disappearing, and then this so-called war, I would say it'd be pretty easy to look outside of your life and find characters to practice on the major grievance aspect of this exercise. Or there may be people in your life that you have a major grievance toward. Some of these will be quite easy to find. Then think of the seemingly minor grievances you hold against those you like and even think you love. It will quickly become apparent that there is no one against whom you do not cherish grievances of some sort. Oh. This has left you alone in all the universe in your perception of yourself. Determine now to see all these people as friends. Say to them all, thinking of each one in turn as you do so, I would see you as my friend, that I may remember you are part of me and come to know myself. Spend the remainder of the practice period trying to think of yourself as completely at peace with everyone and everything, safe in a world that protects you and loves you, and that you love in return. Try to feel safety surrounding you, hovering over you, and holding you up. Try to believe, however briefly, that nothing can harm you in any way. At the end of the practice period, tell yourself, love holds no grievances. When I let all my grievances go, I will know I am perfectly safe. The short practice periods should include a quick application of today's idea in this form. Whenever any thought of grievance arises against anyone, physically present or not. Love holds no grievances. Let me not betray myself. In addition, repeat the idea several times an hour in this form. Love holds no grievances. I would wake to myself by laying all my grievances aside and wakening in Him. I feel like those are a little bit wordy and perhaps kind of hard to remember. But I think like the essence of this lesson is basically that we are all one. And so whenever we hold a grievance against anyone, whether it's someone we know or don't know, we're really holding a grievance against ourselves and blocking our awareness to love's presence. So however it is that you remind yourself throughout the day that love holds no grievances, you could even say, I hold no grievances, to bring it into yourself in a more conscious way. And that everyone is your friend, even people that you hate or people that you could never imagine being friends with for whatever reason. I think sometimes the deeper I go into my spiritual practice, I kind of assume that I want to only be around people that are Course in Miracles students or that have a spiritual practice. And so when I'm doing this today, I'm going to be thinking about people that I'm kind of like judging around their lack of awareness in terms of consciousness expansion and spirituality, in addition to the big ones who obviously are on the world stage right now. Alrighty, now we're going to go into a year of forgiveness and see what Jesus has to say about love holds no grievances. Lesson 68. You are blessed beings indeed. I am that one that you know as Jesus. Of course, here in the lessons, we speak about the goal of ultimate forgiveness, the fact that your mind will be free and clear of absolutely all grievances. Love holds no grievances. That is true. If you hold grievances, you have what feels like a little infection in the mind, a little worm in your head that keeps going on about something. Love holds no grievances does not mean, and this is an important thing here, that you are a doormat. That is something many beings on the spiritual path learn the hard way. It is okay for you to choose the path you want to take. It is okay to decide that you would like to experience something that somebody else does not want you to experience. Having a disagreement with somebody is not necessarily a grievance. The grievance comes from your unforgiveness because they differ from you. It means the argument keeps going on in your mind. You keep revisiting and rehashing in your head what you said and what they said and why they should do this and why you're allowed to do that. It's a back and forth kind of energy. That really resonates with me because I used to really play out arguments and discussions that never happened in my mind because my ego was really active, and I don't do that anymore. But if you do that, this is a good lesson for you. You can, as a free being that is creative, choose a path you want to walk along. You can do it lovingly and with open communication. You are free to choose what you would like to do, and you will experience the consequences of that choice. Love holds no grievances means you can see somebody walking a different path than you and say, well done, you. Well done for choosing what is right for you. I'm over here choosing what is right for me. This is one of the confusing things about love's definition in your society. You believe that to love somebody, you have to sacrifice your beliefs. Ooh. This breeds grievances and resentment. When you sacrifice yourself because you think what somebody else wants is more important than your choice based on a loving interpretation of your experience, then you suffer. We want you to understand that love holds no grievances does not imprison you. It does not mean you have to sacrifice yourself, and it does not mean that you have to do as others tell you. I am that one that you know as Jesus, and we will speak to you tomorrow. So one thing I want to mention that came to mind when I was reading that lesson is on my recent trip to Florida, a friend and I went to the Amrit Yoga Institute, and Amrit is considered the guru of that institute. And they hold meditations a couple days during the week. And one of the rules about the meditation is you have to wear the facial suffocation device, which I do not wear. The only time I put it on is if I'm in an airport or going on an airplane because of those communist things that are happening there. So anyway, I was standing outside and he happened to be approaching, and I said good morning to him, and actually mentioned that my yoga teacher here in New Jersey trained with him and he wanted to say hello and all this. And then he says, well, just put on a mask and come inside and we'll start the meditation soon. And I was like, no, I don't wear them. And so, I felt like I didn't have a grievance with him in that moment. It was just a disagreement. So, and actually, I think it was really good because maybe there's not a lot of people that say no to him and tell him, no, I'm not interested in doing that. So, anyway, it was like I could have continued sort of like playing out the discussion in my mind prior to meeting him or after it was over, like, oh, I wish I would have said this or that or the other. But I told him once again, because he actually asked a second time if we would put on the suffocation device and go inside. And I said, I'm standing in my truth, and I don't believe in that, and I would rather appreciate this place from outside and miss out on the meditation if that's what's required. It's beautiful to meet you, and I hope you have a wonderful day. So I feel like I kind of left it there, and I didn't continue playing it out in my mind. So it's just something to think about if you find yourself like imagining a script for a discussion you're going to have, or rehaving a discussion that you had because you wish you would have said something. That is really torturing yourself. And you never have to sacrifice yourself in the moment. But if something happens and you do feel like you sort of made a mistake, forgive yourself. Don't hold grievances against yourself, and allow that person to be on their path, whatever the outcome was of that situation. So thank you very much. I hope you enjoy this lesson today. Love holds no grievances. You're doing a great job, and I'm so grateful that all of you are here and continuing to do the lessons with me. This is an awesome year for all of us. Have a great one. I'll see you tomorrow.